Hey everyone, I'm Tasha, your Simple Solutions Specialist, and you're live from the Smoky Mountain Homestead. So today I am making Worcestershire sauce. So here's my thing about condiments. Somebody's got to make them, right? So whenever I go, I'm out of whatever. I'm like, well, somebody's got to make it. So I, plop my little butt down and I do some research and I figure out how to make it myself. So we actually had some that. This is a glass bottle that I've been using this bottle like forever. So I just make it and refill it, and then I never have to buy it again. One thing I have noticed is with the homemade stuff, you can't use that little squirty but dirty part off at the top because it does have some fresh minced garlic and stuff in it. So when I use it, I just shake it up and whoa, it's a party now. And then I just use it that way. But at least I get to reuse the bottle over and over again. This is so easy, you guys. You're going to go, why will I ever have to buy Worcestershire sauce ever again? So what we have is, this is basically put everything in the pot and boil it. So what I'm doing is, so this is a double recipe that I'm doing right now. The original recipe makes about a cup. I'm doubling it because I need a cup of it. I'm out of it for one thing, and then I need a cup of it to do some more beef jerky. So, so I'm going to do a cup of, and there's the dog. All right, far out. Who knows? There might be a leaf or something blowing on the deck out there. So, so this is going to make, this will give you 2 cups. So that's a cup of apple cider vinegar and 1/4 cup of molasses. Yackers. Oh, let me get a spatula so I can get it all out of there. So that's a 1/4 cup of molasses. Ooh. You don't realize how thick and gooey this stuff is until you pull it out of there. Alright, that's good enough. It's not exact. That's one thing I love about cooking, is that it doesn't have to be exact. Baking, on the other hand, has to be exact, which is probably why I don't do a heck of a lot of it. All right, there's that. And then we need a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Now, I know that there are recipes online where you can make your own soy sauce. I just haven't done it yet. But as soon as this bottle runs out, you can bet your patootie that I'm going to be making my own, which is, it's hard to find the stuff without MSG and all that other crap you don't want to be ingesting. So that was that. That was a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. And it says 2 tablespoons of honey. So I'm just going to eyeball this. So we actually buy honey, local honey, in these big glass jars, and I just keep refilling this thing because Darian likes it. That's how he loves honey on his toast. And he's like, this is just easier. So I'm like, okay. So I'm just going to eyeball this. 1, 2, that's probably right about right. Okay, so here's the ingredient that most people don't realize goes in there. Anchovies. Yeah, I know. You're like, ooh, anchovies. But you know what? You got to have it to make Caesar dressing too, right? So here I've got 8 anchovies and 2 cloves of fresh minced garlic. And it says to just smash up your anchovies till they're like pasty. But you know what? You're going to be cooking this down on the stove, so it's really not going to matter because all that heat and everything will break them down because they're just easy to break down anyways. But I like, here, let me get a knife. I'm not an exact cook. I try to make things as easy as possible. Just kind of, it works, Don't stress out about having a perfectly smashed anchovies for your Worcestershire sauce. There are bigger things in life to worry about than that. All right, so we've got our 8 anchovies and 2 cloves of fresh minced garlic. Let's see, what else does it say? 2 teaspoons of black pepper. yeah, the last batch of beef jerky that I made was way too peppery, so I went and got some more meat, and so we're gonna redo that, see how we like that. I don't know what the difference was. It's the same recipe I've used forever and ever, but why is it not wanting to close? Now it's there. So that was pepper, right? Yeah, we got the garlic. So 2 teaspoons of onion powder. Oh, my onion powder is all crazy. It's so humid here, you know, I'm not used to this, where it's, you know, I open up some of my spices and it's like, they're like hard. Okay, well, I'll put that in afterwards. Just know I'm going to be putting in 2 teaspoons of onion powder. And then it says a scant teaspoon of chili powder, which is basically, you know, some. So we'll just do 2 scants. That's easy enough. My nose still itches, sorry guys. 1/8 of a teaspoon of ground cloves, so that's a 1/4 teaspoon. Where are these all? Oh, you know what? I bet it's because it's been hot in here with the, that's a 1/4 teaspoon? It's an 1/8, so it's a 1/4 of cloves. So I bet it's from the wood stove. And so a teaspoon of ginger. Ginger. I always wanted to have red hair, you know, when I was little. But then I thought, I look like one of those weird looking Mexicans with red hair. So passed on that. All right, and the juice of half a lime. So I am gonna confess that I am using bottled lime juice because lemons and limes here are freaking expensive, and I'm used to having them for free. So yeah, I could not bring myself to pay, you know, nearly $1 for a lime. I'm not doing that. So the juice of a lime, we'll just throw some in there. Some. All right, that's it. So we're gonna mix this up, and all you do is put it on the stove, bring it to a boil, and then let it reduce the heat and let it simmer for about 10 minutes. And take it off of the stove. And by then, all your anchovies will have broken down and all that good stuff. And if you really want it to be like super smooth, like a regular or store-bought Worcestershire sauce, you can just put it through the blender or use your immersion blender, you know? That'll make it easy. So put it on the stove, let it simmer for about 10 minutes, take it off, let it cool, and bottle it up. And that's all you gotta do. Super, super easy, huh? Think about how much packaging you're gonna keep out of the landfill. I mean, yeah, you gotta buy the other stuff too, but you know, in the long run, if there's something you can make and save yourself some money, and it's cool to go, yeah, I make my own Worcestershire sauce, what? All right, that is it. So I'm gonna get this on the stove, and then when that's done, I'll be able to make some more beef jerky. All right, that's it. Peace out. Be the change.